Good day, grade 9 students. Our topic for today is all about parallelogram. I am your pre-service teacher from Tarlac State University, Christine Claire P. Mateo. Our learning competency: determine the conditions that guarantee quadrilateral a parallelogram and use properties to find measures of angles, sides, and other quantities involving parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two pairs of opposite sides parallel to each other. So meaning to say, BC is parallel to AD and BA is parallel to CD. So when can we say that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram? We have conditions or properties to consider for a quadrilateral to be considered a parallelogram. We have here the properties of parallelogram. We have here four sides, angles, and diagonals. So in total, we have 6 properties for a parallelogram. So for the first property, we have four sides. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are parallel. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So for angles, we have the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent and the consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. For diagonals, we have the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other and each diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So let's see for the first property of parallelogram. So opposite sides are parallel. So we have here parallelogram A, B, C, D. Again, it says here that opposite sides are parallel. First, let's determine what are the opposite sides. So side BC is opposite to side AD and side BA is opposite to side CD. So sabi niya, opposite sides are parallel, meaning to say, since BC is opposite to AD, meaning to say they are parallel. So BC is parallel to AD. Also, BA is opposite to CD, meaning to say BA is parallel to CD. Let's move on to the second property of parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. Again, sabi natin that side BC is opposite to side AD and side BA is opposite to side CD. Since opposite sides are congruent, we can say that side BC is congruent to side AD and side BA is congruent to side CD. When we say congruent, they are equal in measure. Let's move on to the third property of a parallelogram. So we have here four angles. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So the opposite angles that we have is angle A is opposite to angle C and angle D is opposite to angle B. So sabi niya dito, opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent, meaning to say angle A is congruent to angle C and angle D is congruent to angle B. So again, pag sinabi natin congruent, they are equal in measure or pareho sila ng measurement. So for example dito, angle A is congruent to angle C, meaning to say the measurement of angle A and the measurement of angle C are the same. So pareho lang sila ng measurement. So for the fourth property of a parallelogram, the consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So pag sinabi natin consecutive, di ba in Tagalog, ang consecutive ay magkasunod. And when we say supplementary, pag pinag-add natin yung dalawang magkasunod na angles, it will be equal to 180 degrees. Yan. So angle A is consecutive to angle B. Kapag pinag-add natin yung angle A and angle B, it will be 180 degrees. Also, angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degrees. Kasi sabi natin dito, consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. So for the fifth property of a parallelogram, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So we have here diagonal AC and diagonal BD. So sabi dito, diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other, meaning to say, if we have here diagonal AC. Diagonal AC bisects diagonal BD. Hinahati niya yung diagonal BD. Also, diagonal BD bisects diagonal AC or hinahati ng diagonal BD si diagonal AC. Kaya, kapag kahinati ng diagonal AC or when diagonal AC bisects diagonal BD, it will be BG is congruent to DG or pareho ng measurement ang BG and GD or DG. Also, if diagonal BD bisects diagonal AC, AG is congruent to CG or GC. For the sixth property, we have each diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So again, we have here diagonal AC and diagonal BD. For diagonal AC, diagonal AC bisects the parallelogram into two congruent triangles, and the two congruent triangles are triangle ABC and triangle ADC. So, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Also, diagonal BD bisects the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So, what are those triangles? Triangle BCD and triangle BAD. So, triangle BCD is congruent to triangle BAD. That's all for today. Thank you and God bless.